Hey, what's up guys? This is Zephy here with another Vegas video tutorial for you. Today I'm just gonna go over a couple basic concepts. Really what I want to talk about is rendering, or how to render properly so that you get the best quality reflected on YouTube. Now I'm going to mention two methods on how to do this. One method I haven't tried yet, but it got recommended to me by another YouTube user. I'm not going to mention their name for the sake of privacy. I'm going to respect their privacy, but basically what I'm going to do is show you my method, which I usually use, and it usually works out quite well. It may not be perfect, and the quality that you see on your desktop version is going to be like still 100 times better than what you see on YouTube, even on high quality settings. But I'm going to show you, this is a current project I'm working on. It is the intro for a multi-edit project for Death Dealer Productions, or studio, or whatever you want to call it, that I'm involved in now. And basically once I finish this up, I am going to, well, here's what I would recommend. Like, if you're, one way to render, like if you're just running a test and say, like I'm not done yet, so let's say I wanted to just see how this looks, to see how the cuts are, the edits out of sync, how the effects look, how it plays out. What you would want to do is just click your mouse here at the beginning of the timeline, left click and drag over, and you may want to drag a little bit past your clips just to get the whole feel, because what I notice is if you just put it like right to the clip like that, you won't actually see that clip play out if it's very short. If it's like a couple frames long, or like 6 frames long, you won't actually see the whole thing. So if you go a little bit past it, actually tends to play it out better. That's what I do. I mean, you may already know this. Some of this is pretty basic stuff, guys, so don't sit here and flame me and be like, yeah, that's pretty easy, I already know that, well, you're retarded. Like, I know that, but some of it you may or may not know, and some of you guys may need this, so just keep that in mind. So let's just basically click and drag over, and then you go to File, Render As, and then this is what I normally do if I'm doing a test. It's intro for a multi-edit project, DD, whatever. You can name it whatever you want. Save as type video for Windows.avi. Template, I always go to default template, uncompressed. Down here I have these checked off: render loop region only, stretch video to fill output, frame size do not letterbox, save project markers in media file. Most of these should already be checked. I don't think you have to go and manually check them, though I may have when I first installed Vegas, but then I think they stay, so you shouldn't have to change any of that. And then I go into custom, and since this, I'm going to show you two different ways to do it. If I'm doing a test, it all depends on how long I'm previewing for. This is about 10 seconds, so I will go to best in this case, though many times you want to go to preview. And then you would want to go to video, and frame size you can set it to however you want. You can leave it at 720 by 480 or 640 by 480. For uploading to YouTube, you want to go to 640 by 480. I found that reflects the best quality. Frame rate I don't touch. I leave this pretty much alone. If you guys think, or have found in your experience, that going higher does help, send me a comment and let me know, and I'll test it out, because I haven't done anything with that. Field order I don't touch. Pixel aspect ratio I usually don't touch, and it usually doesn't affect it. Video format, now you may have different codecs installed, so you may have a different lineup here, but I always go to this DivX 6.1.1 codec to logical CPUs. Now if I'm just doing a test, like I said, it's on preview, go to video. I would just go into video, I would set, maybe change the frame size, maybe not, because I'm just looking at my edits. I would go here and just put that on. Then I would go to audio, and you can go to MPEG layer 3, and usually the best setting for YouTube is 128 kilobits, 4800 hertz stereo. Usually I set that, but that's if I'm really trying to do a final render. If I'm just doing a test, I ignore compressing the audio, and I just go to video and I just throw that on, hit OK, and then go to save. And then do you want to overwrite? Yeah. And then it starts to render. I'm just going to cancel that out. But let's say I want to upload for YouTube, and say my project is done. Well, first thing actually you would want to do is you would want to select the whole thing. So once it gets done, I'm going to go all the way over here to the end of the music, so it's going to be about 40 seconds long. And then you want to go to File, Render As, and then you want to go again default template, uncompressed, custom, and then go to best for video rendering quality, video 640 by 480, and then you want to go to, you know, whatever codec you want to use. Again, I found this gives me excellent quality and I know how to work with it. So I would go to DivX again and go to configure, and what I usually do is I do a one pass and then I calculate the bit rate. So since it would be 40 seconds, I'll hit 0 here, no minutes, and then type in 40 for seconds, and then hit accept, and it calculates a bit rate per second. Hit OK, go to audio, go to MPEG layer 3, 128 kilobits, and hit OK, and then save. And it'll take about, you know, 5 or 10 minutes. Well, no, I'm sorry, not 5 or 10 minutes. Like about 2 or 3 minutes to render. Since it's a lot, if it's a little bit longer, yeah, it could take like 10, 20 minutes. Depending on your, if you have like a 5-minute anime music video, it's gonna take you about, you know, 30. It all depends on your computer too, how much RAM you have, and your PC, and your front bus speed, all that, how it handles the load. But essentially, once it gets done, you should get a pretty high quality picture. No matter what kind of clips you decide to get from the internet, if you get some 320, you know, by 280, and it looks terrible, it's not going to look that great. It might look better, but you really want to get clips that already look excellent and get the best quality you can. Because you already know how to upload to YouTube, I would hope, so you don't have to show you that. But I'm just going to cancel that because we don't need to see the final product. But that is essentially how I do it. Now, the other method that I mentioned was file render as default template uncompressed and change the video format to .mp4, and then go to custom and actually write down what they said. So you go to best settings in 640 by 480 for that. So you would go to best, same thing as before, 640 by 480, and then you have these settings here, and then you would want to do allow source to adjust frame size. You want to check that box off. I haven't used this, guys, that's why I'm kind of reading this here from what they told me, because I don't know it by heart. And then variable bitrate with 2 pass. You want to check that box off and leave variable bitrate, and maximum 3 million, and average half of that, and have the use deblocking filter checked. So you want to have that checked. So you can try those settings if you want. Just put it to the highest, I suppose, something like that, and then just try to, and then basically render it and see what happens. I'm not too familiar with that method, so again, I'm sorry that I kind of sound like I don't really know what I'm talking about when it comes to rendering with that, because I haven't done it yet. But basically, that's just to give you an idea of another method to render. You could try that out and try a test on YouTube and upload it and see what happens. I'm probably going to do that myself and see how it looks in the end. If I like it, I'll probably use that method more, and if my videos look a little bit crisper and cleaner on YouTube, I'll probably just switch to that. But hopefully that helps, guys. It was just a little bit of a tutorial on rendering. I'll see you guys later.